Hello and good evening. Welcome to our final night of IB Information Week. And today we are discussing science and math. First up is our science department to discuss the IB courses that are offered. And I'll let everybody introduce themselves before we get started. I am Jessica Benson. I'm the school counselor and I work primarily with freshmen and sophomores as they prepare for the college process. Mr. Roney?
I'm Brian Roney. I'm one of the IB coordinators and the assistant head of school for academics.
Ms. Dalto?
I'm Mrs. Dalto, Kristen Dalto, and I'm the other co-coordinator for the IB program. I'm also in charge of the extended essay, and I teach IB Spanish Ab Initio this year.
Ms. King?
I'm Aisha King. I'm the director of college counseling and do most of the academic advising for the 11th and 12th graders.
Dr. Smith?
I'm Dr. Smith. I teach chemistry from general to honors and the new the IB, the high level IB chemistry course, and chemistry's fun.
Mr. Callisto?
Hi, I'm Mr. Callisto, and I teach the higher level math both years, and I also teach IB environmental science.
And welcome, Ms. Nelson. If you can just introduce yourself and what you teach.
Hi, I'm Teresa Nelson, and I teach IB biology years 1 and 2.
Thank you very much. I don't know if you all discussed how you're going to coordinate this, but whoever would like to start, or if you know who's going to start, please do. And we'll take questions as they come, and I will manage that for you. Or I can pick who goes first.
Meeny, meeny, miny, miny.
Ms. Nelson, do you mind going first in talking about IB biology?
Sure, I don't mind. I can do that. Are we starting now? Or are we waiting for parents? Okay.
Parents are here. We're in a webinar.
Oh, great. Okay. Hi, everyone. I just wanted to say that, thank you for joining us and for, getting more information about what these classes are all about. With my class, with IB biology, it is essentially like a college level course. The curriculum that we go through is comparable to the first level biology in college. And so, with looking at the curriculum, it's very difficult, it's very intense. There's a lot of detail and, there's a lot of scope as well as there's depth within it. I love it because I think it really engages the students into looking at how not only they can understand biology, but then they can understand it even if they don't continue on in the biological sciences or in the sciences period, if they're just, interested in taking the course to get information on how to become a better citizen. It really helps them find areas where biology connects to our world. And so I love the curriculum. I'm very happy with it. They do have to do an IA, which you probably have heard about in other classes, but for the IA for biology, they have to design their own experiment and they write a 6 to 12 page paper about their experiment. So they come up with the idea of what they want to investigate, they come up with their own research question, and then they go through the whole process of research. So it's extensive. They spend, essentially a whole semester working on it while working on other curriculum at the same time. And then just in general with the class, it does require a lot of outside effort, so just doing the minimum and just showing up to class, just doing the homework, it's not enough. There's so much that they're learning and, they kind of expect that they already have a foundation of knowledge, which most students don't have when they start this course. So it's something where, they're having to learn the basics as well as learning all of the higher level content that goes with it. So it's a lot to take in, but it's very enjoyable, very interesting, and the students love it.
Great. Ms. Nelson, question just on content, like what subject areas are covered within IB biology? What are the focuses?
So we, go into cell biology as well as, looking even smaller and looking at how, the molecules within the biological structures interact with each other. So there is, a foundation of chemistry within it. There's my favorite, genetics. We go into ecology. There's physiology, both animal and human physiology. And the basics with what we cover.
And can you describe how the class is run? Because I know it's run in a way that students aren't quite used to.
Not quite sure. So generally the class is, there's a lot of content that they go through. There's
I mean, how in the classroom, how it's run, like, because it's not run like a traditional classroom. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe in my honors or regular bio?
In IB biology, just like how it's different from how traditional science is taught, more teacher as facilitator rather than teacher as information giver.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. There's, I feel that I'm oftentimes more of a curator of content and, helping them to find and access materials. And it's very, student led, where they're, having to look into further topics and into seeing how, this relationship between biology and their real lives make that connection.
Great, thank you.
You're welcome.
Dr. Smith?
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dr. Smith. I'm a retired UC faculty member, and I'm back teaching at the high school level because chemistry is really fun. I'm getting to do a lot of the things that I never really enjoyed or had time to have fun with when I was in high school. And so this has been a lovely experience here at Villanova. And from that, realized that in addition to learning fundamental chemical concepts, they're going to have fun playing with chemistry in the classroom. We make things. For example, we make batteries out of potatoes, and we talk about basic electrochemistry, these very concepts. Matter of fact, the whole point of the way I teach chemistry is that they can't bring chemistry home and understand what's happening in the home or in the workplace, then I haven't done a good job of teaching chemistry. They should be able to use what they've learned in the classroom from a conceptual standpoint. This is a 2-year chemistry program, and as Teresa had mentioned, it is a college level course. Okay, now, so there is a higher level of expectation for the students. So the amount of time they spend in the classroom will actually be a small fraction of the amount of, I should say, commitment of time that they will need to put into this course. Can I share some slides? I just made 2 slides that sort of walk me through the process. Can I do that? Oops, it says it's been disabled.
Yes. Do you want to email them to me, Dr. Smith, and I'll share them?
Okay. Oh, right now or after the meeting?
Right now, so we could go through.
Okay. Let's see.
Or we could send them later.
We'll send them later. I'll just walk you through some of the slides because I want to be able to talk on sentences. So some important things for the class for the students realize, this is going back to your question about that IB is non-traditional. It's not like my general chemistry or my honors chemistry. And that is, it does require what's called an IB compliant calculator. So this is the same, oops.
You're on, go ahead. I think you could share now.
Oh, you think I can share now? Oh, let me see. Let's see if I can do this. Oh, let's make sure I got the right one. Okay. Oh, can you see that? Okay, so it's a 2-year program. I presume you can see that. It requires an IB compliant calculator, and the textbook, there is an IB textbook. We also use, I'm also beginning to use more digital material. So these are small chapters that other faculty have written and put into this a digital library. I also use extensively, we use Google Classroom for a lot of class material and also YouTube. It turns out YouTube has a lot of good chemistry videos. I will say that, I know the school issues with iPad. We will do some simulations. So these are actual computer things on their iPads, or if they have a PC at home, whether it's a Mac or a PC or what we call a Wintel box, that would be great. I do want to point out, as Teresa mentioned, in the second year, there is a rather extensive independent research project that the students do. So the students can expect, at least in chemistry, commit anywhere from $50, $20 to $300 on this project. That is buying materials that we do not necessarily have here at the school. Typically, we have most of the stuff, but sometimes there are some things that we don't have. The other thing I will point out for the students, you must be disciplined, committed, and you must have a lot of curiosity, because that sort of drives what we do in the course. The other thing is, I know that the second year is typically seniors. They like to procrastinate. Procrastinate in chemistry, in IB chemistry or IB biology or IB environmental science, they don't mix. You have to stay on top of the material. So as I mentioned, my second point there, procrastination will likely result in failure in the course. You need to stay up on top of things. But in chemistry, I know that a lot of students like to use your iPad. My recommendation in chemistry is to use a paper notebook. And the reason being is all of our exams are given on paper. You're going to be drawing a lot of formulas, and you need to get used to doing drawing things and writing things on paper as opposed to an iPad. Like I said, it's an extensive course, and to succeed, you can expect, so you're going to be in class, 2 hours a week, perhaps 2.5 hours a week. You can expect anywhere from 5 to 8 hours per week, not every week, going over lecture material, reading your homework, things along that line. What we do in the class is, as Teresa mentioned, we're going to learn fundamental concepts. There's very little memorization. What you're doing is learning and understanding concepts so you can relate them. So how does A relate to B? And then how does B relate to J? And the last thing, so I do a lot of applied. So we learn fundamental concepts, then we apply those in the laboratory. So we do some experiments showing the application. Grading is homeworks, quizzes, and their IB-like exams. So this is where all IB courses differ from your traditional honors or general courses in that the questions are very analytical. They don't ask you to regurgitate some fact that you can find in a book. They're asking you, given two concepts or two situations, explain what's happening. And I guess I don't want to go on. I do a lot of laboratories in the class. And as I mentioned, there's a research project about 40 hours. And it is a 2-year program. So it's not like you can just take the first year and drop out. You won't have a full year of chemistry. At least that's the way I teach in this course. Anyway, it is a fun course to take. I do have most of the students, I'm going to say, are the cream of the crop here at Villanova. They really know their stuff. And so it's a trade-off. Biology and chemistry, I think you get the same level of intensity in both classes. And I welcome and I wish you well. And hopefully you'll sign up for IB chemistry next year. Any questions?
Thank you, Dr. Smith. And yes, we do have a question. When you say chemistry, what are the different types of chemistry we will be learning?
We're going to lose a basic chemistry. We do is what we call inorganic, which is a freshman year chemistry, just the basics. What is an atom? What is matter? What does an atom look like? What are basic chemical reactions? And then why those reactions happen. But IB is unique in that we go into the details of some of those reactions. For example, there are concepts in IB chemistry that typically you do not see until your second year as a chemistry major in college. And those are what we call reaction mechanisms. So there is that level of intensity. I'm quite sure they have the same thing in biology or environmental science. So, and we do cover some organic chemistry, maybe a little bit of biochemistry, but most of the biochemistry I think is taught in IB biology. But the organic chemistry is very interesting because learning a little bit of organic chemistry, you know what the products are. For example, we talked about COVID and the antiseptics we were doing. Our students, we talked about the chemistry of the antiseptics. Why did they use these chemicals and they're antiseptics. And so it really made sense. So instead of spending a lot of money buying a $22 bottle of antiseptic, you can make it at home for 20 cents using home chemicals. So that's the whole value of chemistry. You can, it's economically practical. Anyway, I hope any other questions?
I'm curious. I need that recipe, doctor.
It's called rubbing alcohol.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Smith. I definitely see the passion you have for the course. Mr. Callisto, IB Enviro.
Yeah, earlier I called it IB Environmental Science for short, but the official name is IB Environmental Systems and Societies, because we don't just study science in this class. It's a very multidisciplinary class where we talk about the humanities as well as the sciences. So it's really cool to look at issues that involve the environment from all these different perspectives, whether it's economic or historical or biological or chemical. So there's a lot going on in the 2-year course. It's an SL course. But the difficulty of IB-SL is more than sometimes people expect. It's certainly not an easy course. Even though it's not an HL course, it still does require IB thinking and IB strategies, and really
Mr. Callisto.
I do a lot of current. Yes. Am I getting choppy?
You broke up.
We kind of spoke about that earlier today.
So is it better now? Yes, no? Like
yes.
That. Yeah, sorry you guys. I just got a new router and a new modem, and it should have gotten better, but it seems to have gotten worse. Let me turn off the Wi-Fi on my iPad too. So the course is for people that are interested in the environment and interested in and taking care of the environment, but also students that are interested in science in general. So again, since it's a multidisciplinary class, we do some biology, we do some chemistry, we do some atmospheric sciences, we do some, actually kind of a lot of biology actually. So it does require students to kind of stretch themselves mentally in terms of using skills that you might and might not be good at. But going into it prerequisite wise, you don't need to know the level of biology required, say in like IB bio, or the level of chemistry in IB chemistry. Just some basic knowledge of biology and chemistry, the difference between DNA and RNA, and the difference between the proton and electron, things like that. That strong foundation is really all you need to start off in that class. I'll certainly teach you more beyond that, but I don't expect you to come in with a high level of biological or chemical knowledge. But I will require that you work hard when we encounter all these different types of science.
You're kind of breaking up again, Mr. Callisto.
Teach and, oh man, sorry.
It's okay.
Am I back on now?
Yeah.
Yeah. Better now?
Yes.
Okay. So yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to say, that I studied the environment as an undergraduate at UCSB, and I've had several students at Villanova go on from my course to study the environment in college as well. So it's a whole new world, and it can be an opening of a new pathway for my students. So I think it's a great class, and I hope you take it.
There is a question that I can answer in the Q&A, and the question is, if a student needs a bio credit, would IB Environment and society work for that requirement. So the IB Environmental Systems and Societies is a, like Mr. Cleso said, interdisciplinary course. So it can count as both as either a life science or a physical science for college applications. Okay, let's see. For the IB program, the DP, can we just take the sciences like biology, chemistry, and math as HL and SL, courses as theology and environmental sciences? Emmy, I don't quite understand your question, but
I think they're asking if they can take HL, biochem or math, and then SL, environmental or theology.
is that correct?
Environmental science.
Perfect. Okay. So for the IB full diploma program, you have to take a course in all 6 categories. However, so you would have to choose English as an HL or SL. You'll have to choose history, which, well, that'll be an HL. You have to choose your language as a higher level or standard level. You have to choose your elective as a higher level or standard level. However, that elective can include a second science. So that is possible. You could do chemistry and biology at higher level with higher level history, and those are your 3. Or you could do biology and environmental systems, and that will be 1 HL and 1 SL. But you do also have to do a higher level or standard level science, and you have to do a higher level or standard level math. So an extra science is possible as your elective. The psychology is a possibility as an elective, and then art or music are possibilities as an elective.
I wanted to point out.
I think to clarify, we offer only biology HL, only chemistry HL, only environmental SL, and both SL.
Yes, that is correct. Dr. Smith?
Oh, I was saying that although it is technically possible to take 2 IB courses simultaneously, there's a practical side of it, because realize you're talking about 2 very intensive courses. And if you got 10 hours a week, at least 10 hours a week in chemistry, and you're taking biology and chemistry at the same time, you're talking about 20 hours each week of just these 2 classes. And the students have what, 4 other classes they're taking. Your student must be on there must be the A team and really dedicated to this, because realize if you're taking Antonio's class in my class or Teresa's class in my class, it's not going to be easy. I mean, you're talking about freshman level concepts.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of that in terms of enrollment.
Yeah, it's only happened, I think, once in the 5 years that we've had IB where the student with both chem and bio.
Couple times, yeah.
Less than 5. But I remember, Teresa remembers 2 or 3. I meant.
No, these are 2-year classes, Emmy. So, and they need to run the gamut of the 2 years, because there's an hours requirement that we have to fulfill to meet HL. So you're taking like biology for the full 2 years, or chemistry for the full 2 years. And Enviro is also now a 2-year course.
The other thing I would like to mention is that in the IB program as a whole, I'm not sure whether you've talked about this before, there's something called a Group 4 project. So students that are taking IB biology and IB environmental systems and IB chemistry at some point in their second year are going to be working together on a collaborative project that they need to make a report on. So although you may be taking chemistry or biology, you're going to interact with each of the students in our different disciplines. And the group 4 project is very interesting in what the students can do. So that's another big, for me, it's a big positive with the IB program.
Great, thank you, Dr. Smith. Let's see. Are there any other questions out there for the science department? I'll wait a few minutes. Okay, so what I am going to do is I'm going to stop recording and I'm going to let the science department go, and then we'll be back at 6:45 for the math department. Thank you, and please come back. And thank you for coming back for the math presentation. And joining us tonight is our chair of the math department, Mr. Antonio Callisto, who you've already heard from, discussing IB environmental systems and societies. And he is going to discuss all of the math course options. So he'll need some water after he's done talking. Thank you, Mr. Callisto. It's all yours.
You're welcome. And thank you guys for coming back. So mathematics is probably the hardest to understand in IB just because there are so many options, which is a good thing, but it can get a little bit confusing with all the different names and titles. So the first thing to note is what I already mentioned in the science meeting. There are 2 levels of IB math that we offer here at Villanova. We offer both standard level and higher level. Now, again, standard level is not easy. Okay, that's just a name that the IB has given it. Standard has a tendency to make people think, oh, that's easy. You know, higher level is hard and standard is not hard. That's not true at all. Higher level is very advanced, and standard level is still an advanced mathematics course, just like all of the IB courses. There's a lot required of you to even take SL math. Now, beyond that, there are 2 different types of mathematics courses in the IB program. So we have actually 2 different SL courses offered. We only offer 1 HL course, so that makes it pretty easy. But the 3 courses that are offered are all 2-year courses. The higher level course is, again, very advanced. It's for students that are not only naturally gifted at math, but also very much enjoy math. Okay, maybe I should write these out. I'll put them in the chat. I think that'll be easiest than me writing on the whiteboard and turning my back on you. So, how do I chat? Oh, duh. Okay. So this should go to all of you. So the toughest course, I'll call the hardest class, is the HL, and we call it A&A, analysis and approaches. Okay, that's the course I teach. That is for people that love math, people that are good at math, people that are looking to go into a STEM-related field in college. And like all our math classes in the IB program, it's a multidisciplinary integrated approach. So the first year, it's a lot of topics from algebra, from trigonometry, from algebra 2, from pre-calculus. And then the second year is calculus, but also statistics, and also some other things like vectors that you'll need if you take physics, and some complex number stuff. It's a lot of calculus, a lot of statistics, but also some other interesting stuff that you'll see your senior year. That's the hardest course, the HL, A, and A. The almost hardest, I'll say that, but the second hardest, I'm putting this in the chat, is that same class, but SL level. So SL, ANA. ANA again is for analysis and approaches. We just call it ANA. And again, ANA equals people that are looking to go into STEM. All right, so you have a choice there, and it depends on what other HL classes you take, what other SL classes you take, whether you want the HL or the SL math if you're going to pursue a STEM degree in college. But also understand that that HL is for students that are very serious about math and are planning on spending a lot of time doing math. All right, if you have other interests, if you want, maybe you want to do spend more time doing your science courses or maybe even your English courses if you're looking to go into STEM, but don't want to, frankly, kind of be overwhelmed with math. If that sounds like too much, then you would take the SL course. You'll still learn most of the same things that will prepare you for any STEM course in college. Lots of the important calculus topics, lots of the important statistics topics your senior year, and then everything you need your junior year to get you ready for that. So either way, if you want to pursue a STEM-related major, science, engineering, or even pure mathematics, you want to look at one of these two courses, one of the ANA courses. And again, the level is going to be your personal decision, what you can do and what you are willing to do, given your course load. Now, the third class that is taught by, currently taught by Ms. Munoz is, I'll call it the third hardest class. And that's also an SL course. It's also 2 years, but it's not A and A, it's A and I. I know that's confusing, but that's the way it is. I didn't name them. It stands for application and interpretations. It's a little bit more technology based, meaning if you feel like you maybe don't have like the mental math skills, but you like, you know, using computers and calculators and spreadsheets and things like that, things you might encounter in a humanities major, a non-STEM class in college, that would be the class for you. So I'll say A and I equals probably for students that are not looking to do a STEM-related field. They would rather get that foundational mathematics, certainly some calculus, but also statistics and data analysis that's going to be most useful when you're pursuing other types of degrees outside of the STEM field. So there it is. Those are the three choices. They're all 2-year classes, and they're all great courses. What I'm giving you here are guidelines. If you take the A and I non-STEM course because you think you want to be a philosophy major, but then you change your mind and want to be a nuclear physicist, you'll still have the foundation to begin any course of study, right? You might have to take an extra pre-calculus course in college or maybe a first semester calculus course. It's not deciding anything for your entire life, written in stone. You can't change it, but these are good guidelines to go off to make your decision here for your junior year.
Mr. Callisto, there is a question in the chat, and it is, what are the prerequisites for these classes?
Okay, so it depends. If you're a freshman now, then you're already a part of our integrated math courses. So the Math 9 you're in will lead into the Math 10, and really kind of the 3 tiers of Math 9 that you have this year, Honors Accelerated, Honors, and non-honors Math 9, those will be the same tiers in Math 10 next year. And then those will lead into these 3 tiers of math. Now there is some wiggle room, but this should kind of put you on the path that you want in your junior year. So freshmen now should be in Honors Accelerated if they want to go into HL. They should be in Honors if they want to go into SL, either of the SLs. And then if they're in the non-honors, they probably go into the non-STEM. Now, if you're in 10th grade, it's a little bit different. if you're in Algebra 2 honors, some of you might want to, from there, go into HL next year, and some of you might want to go into one of the SL courses. The non-Algebra 2 honors would have to probably go to the non-STEM A&I class.
Mr. Callisto, how would the students determine from the Honors Algebra 2 course which level they would be the right fit for them?
It's kind of a personal decision. It'd be a decision that you would make in consultation with your family, but also with Ms. Munoz and myself, your current teacher, and who would be your future teacher if you decide to go to HL. In general, this HL course is kind of for the best of the best mathematics students in the school. If you are in that honors algebra 2 class, it'd be somebody that would be getting a strong grade in there, probably an A, and even like a strong A, to really put you on path to succeed in HL and get an A. Now, if a student is struggling a little bit more than that and really wants to challenge themselves, or maybe feels like they can, they have the desire to apply themselves further and kind of step up their game and try HL, that's possible too. But in general, it's the SL course for A&A is already pretty challenging. So that HL course is really for the best of the best, kind of the MVPs, you know, the math rock stars that eat, sleep, and breathe mathematics.
Thank you, Mr. Callisto.
You're welcome.
Any other questions out there about math or in general? This is your opportunity. It's our last evening together.
Yeah, with that, if there were any additional questions about the IB diploma program, maybe if you haven't had a chance to ask those, you feel free to do so as well.
Well, it doesn't look like there are any questions currently. Oh, general question. If an IB meeting was missed, where would I find the recordings?
What we'll do is we're going to work with our admissions department and our marketing department. We're going to put these up on the website, the Villanova website, under IB. And so in the Wildcat Weekly, most likely those will go up next week. But in the Wildcat Weekly, under academics section, I will post where exactly you can find those on the general Villanova website. So if you missed a meeting, you can look on that, and then, or you can email me, and I can send you the general recording as well.
Thank you. And then another question is, how many classes can you choose for the full IB diploma? So the full IB diploma consists of the 6 courses. So students will take 3 higher level courses and 3 standard level courses. They will also take their theology course and their seminar course. And then for the core outside of the school day, they'll do the theory of knowledge extended essay and CAS, creativity activity service. Any other questions? Okay, looks like I don't see any other questions for this evening. Thank you for joining us, and we will wish you a very happy evening.
Thanks, everybody. And I want to thank the college counseling team and Kirsten Dalto, the other IB coordinator, all the teachers, and thank you all for for your hard work and your time. And if any of the parents out there have questions about any of the individual courses or the program in general, feel free to reach out to us. So thanks for your time.
Okay, I am going to stop recording.